Welcome everyone to weekly reading and energy update. First thing I want to do is I just want to check that this is working. So let me just check on my page, make sure we are live. If you guys could comment as well, if you can see and hear me, that would be really cool. I'd hate to do this whole reading and, the sound be off or it's not recording properly. So, I seem to be there. I'm just going to... Hello! Yeah, there we go. All sorted. Welcome. I'd hate to do this whole reading and... Wonderful. Great. Okay. So I introduced working in this way with weekly energy readings last year. Oh, hang on. I just saw my light's not switched on. Here. Okay. Last year. And it's something that... I wanted to reintroduce for people so that, just so that you can on a weekly and daily basis really connect into energies and have an awareness, more of awareness, should I say, about what energies are going on around us. I think what happens for so many of us, for so many of us light workers is that, we're so into our crystals and so into all these concepts. And yet sometimes, putting it into daily practice is not always so easy and simple. It's almost like having a framework or having a system or having something that connects you in regularly. I feel personally is super, super supportive. So this is why I felt I wanted to re-establish again my weekly reading and energy updates. And that way I feel it's my way of giving back and supporting. And so yes, I'm planning to do them every Monday or Tuesday week, but it's not always guaranteed because you know what it's like. Life comes along and something else happens, but that's what I'm committing to for in the short term. I'm going to see how well they go, whether people are really interested in them. And one way for me to kind of monitor that is how much you guys feedback and how much you comment and, and then I know that, it is useful and beneficial to you guys because I don't want to be doing this if it's, not working for people and then, you guys aren't getting any value from it. So what I do is I work with the Transference Healing Animal Magic cards. There's a set of cards and a book. And you can get those from me if you want to, if you're interested in pursuing that more. I also do workshops on this as well. And they're very, very unique set of, actually, let me just show you. Look, here's the book. And I think there's 56 cards. Yeah, 56 cards. Now, what's so unique? Well, very unique. I mean, there's so many cards around, right? And some wonderful ones at that. But what I find so unique about these cards is that they are what I call ascension cards. So they're really working with the ascension process. And we are right in that ascension process right now. So it's working with those frequencies. It's working with those cosmic, galactic and light body frequencies, which is super, super important because that is what is propelling our ascension journey. So by having those energies weaved through this deck, it really means you're kind of like bang up to date when it comes to the energy and what's going on. So what I am planning to do is every week is I pull 3 cards, and so I hold in my intent that these cards are for everyone, for this whole soul group who connects in. And I pick 3 cards, and those 3 cards do several things. First of all, what they do is they're an indication of what is coming ahead for the week energetically. But they are actually so much more than that, because they're what I call frequency cards. So everything I do is all around frequency. It's all about energy, because at the end of the day, it's about being able to run energy through you, and that energy then impacting people and everyone around you. That's where, to me, the real magic is. So it's not just like an image and it's saying, oh, okay. So it's not like just like a divination tool, although it is absolutely a divination tool, but it's so much more than just a divination tool. It's actually a frequency healing tool that you can use to pull in that energy to support you for that week. So it's kind of saying, okay, this is kind of what's going on and the sort of energies that are running subconsciously. But if you work with those animals or mythical beings or elemental beings, whatever comes up for that week, by pulling on and drawing on their energy, it is totally going to support you to do what you need to do energetically to kind of ride that wave. I hope that makes sense. Tap it in the comment box if that makes sense. Okay, now I know a lot of you are going to be watching on the replay. So even if you're watching on the replay, please do still comment, because I will look back over it. I do look back over it. And also I have my little elemental being called my Mer Angel that supports me hugely. And so she can read a lot of the stuff that you're writing and get back to you automatically with that as well. So it does make a real difference. So, do share, do comment. And if you really resonate with what I'm saying, you go, oh yeah, hi Becky, lovely to see you. So if that really resonates, whatever I'm saying, you go, oh my God, yeah. Or even what I love even more is when you kind of ride in the energy, and as I'm saying something, you suddenly get an aha moment and you suddenly go, oh my goodness, I just get something that I didn't get previously. Just tap it in the comment box, because what we don't always understand is that we are all interconnected. Everything is all interconnected. I did a huge masterclass on that, all about the global grid matrix. But suffice to say, we are all interconnected. And so by you sharing something and you sharing an insight or something that you just got triggered by what I said or was one of the cards that came up, it may well then trigger someone else, for them to have a realization or an insight about something, because it's so much about self-awareness. So the more you can become self-aware and you're able to shift your perception on something, you can then take action on it. How can you take action and get stuff done and shift your life if you don't take action? And if you don't take and so therefore you want to be taking action on that higher guidance. That's what's so important. And so as you open up more psychically and you get that guidance, just go with it. Just go with it. I know the logical brain comes in, and then all our wounding and the ego all comes in. But if you can initially take your inner guidance, that intuitive thought, that perception, and then if you're guided to take any action, you then take action on it. That is how you co-create your golden age. You're not going to co-create it just by sitting there wishing it. You've actually got to take action. So this is all part of it, so that you can get an understanding of the energy running through it. Anyway, let's get on with the reading. Oh, now just to say, obviously we are in a super, super intense week, right? So again, I've spoken all about that. We've spoken about the supermoon, the blue moon, which is when you have 2 moons in a calendar month, and also about the lunar eclipse. Now, with lunar eclipses, what happens is you're normally integrating that passageway. So this passageway that we're currently in normally be 6 months for that integration process to occur. So it's a big energy, and although I did a little mini reading last week for this week, I felt drawn to do another reading specifically to home in on it. And that's what I done. And it's kind of, I felt, giving us a reading for what's going to happen for the next 6 months. Now, you have to see it in context with the whole of what this year is bringing. So if you go to my website, chloecousins.com, I've done a whole blog post on the energies for 2018, and they're pretty impressive. Is all I can say. Very, very powerful. But in a nutshell, it's all around spiritual empowerment, awakening of the divine feminine, and the ability to take action so that we can create more success and more manifestation in our lives. And that's all this energy for this year. And whatever changes you'll make this year are not just for this year, but for this 9-year cycle that we started last year. The energies of this year are highly, highly spiritual as well, just to say. So I normally find the higher the frequency that comes through, the deeper one has to purify. So what that means is, as those higher frequencies come down, we need to go deeper into our energetic system to clear. So it's like making room. It's like, how can you bring something in if you fill up? You can't. So you've got to clear to be able to really anchor that energy in all the way into your physical body and consciousness. It's not about anchoring it in just into your mental plane, which is what a lot of people do. It's about actually anchoring it in to your emotional body and your physical body, which is looking at the cards that come up is very much what it's about. I would say for this next 6 months anyway, definitely for this eclipse gateway for this upcoming 6 months. But it kind of, whatever we're able to anchor and integrate this week through that gateway is then going to set that path for the next 6 months. So it's really, really big. So let's start. So I knew it was big when I pulled this first card. So the first card I pulled was the, let me see if I can find it. Aha. The Sphinx. Okay, so if anyone knows anything about the Sphinx or about the Giza Plateau, you would know that this is an incredibly powerful card. We're really talking mastership when we're talking about this card. So for people who are just joining on now, please do comment if anything resonates with you, if you have any ahas, or you really you suddenly have some sort of insight about something, because I really feel that as we work as a group with it, it's going to support others as well. So kind of look at it as a soul group, each person in their own, as they unveil their own understandings, kind of has a knock-on effect throughout. So the Sphinx. So the Sphinx is very much the master card. And the Sphinx represents, at one level, the mastership obtained by embodying and integrating your light body. And so this is what the pharaohs would attain to do through the support and help of the high priests and priestesses in ancient Egypt, is that they would work at integrating their light body so that they could embody the keys and codes. Oh, bless you, Becky. Listen, Becky, what often happens is that, just go with it. There's going to be, at times when I start talking, because I'm working with energy, you're going to get a bit altered. You're going to not always understand what I say, but it doesn't matter, because you'll be receiving energy. You're just receiving energy. So just go with the flow and absorb. Okay. And if you've got any questions, just pop them in the box later. Thanks. So this is what the pharaohs would do, is they would go through a process of light body integration, of which the Giza pyramid would support them do, because it was a light body chamber. And this enabled them to anchor keys and codes in their light body that enabled them to Merkaba travel into different dimensions where they could access universal wisdom, understandings, and bring that through to then lead the civilization, basically. So it's a really, really powerful card. So when this card comes up, it means you're in a process of mastership. You're in a process of trying to integrate aspects of your light body. Oh, and just to bear in mind, this is not like this just happens over a year, right? This is a process we are continually in, okay? And what we're trying to do is anchor more and more light into our physical body and consciousness. And as we do that, it radiates out of us. It also enables us, as we embody more light, to also then bring through more of our innate gifts and talents, talents that and things we've been able to master in previous lifetimes, and that have just been laid dormant because they're sitting, as it were, for a better word, in our light body. So that's our light body. And when the Sphinx comes through like that, it's saying, oh, okay, there's a process or potential for light body integration here. You may be experiencing light body symptoms, okay, which are symptoms through that light body process, which is where you kind of pull up, I don't know, all sorts of physical stuff in your body or emotional stuff in your body. And you're really trying to maintain your health in that process and to maintain balance in that process. Balance is really key, because if you become unbalanced and really lose the plot, you stop that integration process and you stop the opportunity to integrate your light body and move on your ascension process. So you just kind of get stuck. And that's what happens to a lot of people in that process, because they get fearful. It just gets too much, or they're really just not aware that in that process, so they struggle to just surrender and let go. So yeah, okay. So that's the Sphinx card. It's also very much about going into the heart as well. And it's interesting because the next card that came up for us this week is the elephant. Oh, I love the elephant card. It's can you feel the shift in the energy? It's very, very gentle, and it's so much about unconditional love. It's very much about going into the deeper chambers of the heart and really letting go of what you need to let go in there. So that could be grief. That could be because you're trying to birth more forgiveness. So you might be clearing anger, and it's just letting go a lot of that emotional stuff so that you can just be present in the moment with your heart open and not allowing past stuff to influence how you're being in the moment. So it's a really, really powerful card. It's a mastership card, right? Because if you can't do that, you're not going to be able to master at that higher level, because the light body integration process is partially delegated by your heart chakra and where you are in your heart chakra. Okay, so, and the reason for that, because when you start to Merkaba travel and go interdimensionally, you impact other dimensions through that process. So so it's important that you're continually working on yourself emotionally, clearing, and really you want to be doing that in the moment. That's really, really important, because if you're struggling to do it in the moment, you start then creating a backlog. Okay, so it's very much also this card about trust, forgiveness as well. And just really enhancing that ability to feel unconditional love. But remember, a bit like working with a light body, you can't pull more light in unless you clear the stuff. You clarify, you purify at a certain level. And it's the same with working with the heart chakra and working with the embodying more love. If you are wanting to pull more love into your life, you need to clear first. No other way you're going to do it. You have to clear first. You have to let go. You have to release a certain proportion to then be able to pull in more love and sustain yourself at that level. Okay, and the last card is the salamander. You know, and it's really interesting, when I pull all those cards, like I kind of looked at those and I thought, wow, there's like a lot of reds and oranges, right? Which to me is like, it's really like base chakra and navel chakra stuff going on here. So I expect a lot of that going on, which to me, when we're talking about the base chakra, yes, it's to do with sense of self, it's to do with feeling grounded and fear-based stuff, but it's also very much around the decoding of the DNA. So there's going to be a lot of decoding going on, I feel. And also it's a navel chakra, so it's a reproductive area, right? So it's a lot about the birthing of new stuff, of new stuff. But I also can see a lot of reproductive stuff coming up for people as we work more on the awakening and the activating of our divine feminine. Now, when I'm talking about divine feminine, I'm talking about an energy. It's not specific just to women. That's really important. Everybody, male or female, has to connect in and awaken, or has a potential to awaken their own divine feminine energies. You know, we have access to both. We have access to our masculine energy and to our feminine energy, irrespective of what physical body you are in. And so it's really, so what's happened in the past is that we've been too much focused on the masculine energy, or our society globally, should I say. And so we are having to reawaken that divine feminine, that goddess energy within us, because we need to balance up, which is a key aspect of that Sphinx card, like I just mentioned earlier, is to do with the balance. So you have to have that balance of the male and female before you can pull light in the moment. So that's part of the technology, which I can't go into now, but just to know that is really important, which is great that we've got the Sphinx card, because that really does help us with those lines of force. If you are running the transference healing energy, then working with the earth and grid body alignment procedure really, really helps with that, because it balances out the male and female lines of force. Okay, and also for the elephant card, if you're a transference healing graduate, I will be working with the 3 polarities of Christ, because that really just works, just tapping into that heart chamber, into that heart chakra, and just opening it up. Okay, that is really, really important as well to do that. And then just clearing any debris around. So the last card is the salamander. So the salamander is a fire spirit. So I can understand why that fire spirit has come through, because it's very much about giving you the resources to really complete and get things done and move through whatever you're trying to move through. Now, those first two cards are powerful. To me, when I see those first two cards, I'm feeling a lot of emotional stuff coming up and a lot of physical stuff coming up. So to be able for you to complete that process physically or emotionally, which, let's face it, when the stuff comes up, it can be very intense and it can be very draining. I feel the fire spirit, thank the goddess, has come through to support us just to be able to complete that cycle that we're in. Okay, so the fire spirit, now the thing with the salamander is it lives both on the land and in the water. So it's very much about taking those ideas, that inspiration, those insights, those projects, those things that we hold dear, and about grounding it in. So that's kind of the emotional, the watery, the Pluto aspect, and grounding it in to the earth and making it concrete. So again, very, very much the overriding energy of this year, where it's about taking that action, but it's like it's an inspired action. It's not like an action where you're running around like some sort of mad thing, just say, oh, I need to do that, I need to do that. It's not taking action, right? This is really important. It's not taking action on your logical ways of thinking. It's more about taking action on your inner guidance, on your intuition, on your instinctual side, okay? And doing it in the moment, because that is where the magic is. So if you suddenly have if you suddenly get guided to give someone a ring, give them a ring. If you've had a long-term project that you've just not started and you've been wanting to do it and you've just, you procrastinated and you've just not got on, just take that first step, because you'll never ground it otherwise. You'll never ground it. And this is the year to do this. Really, really important. So I feel the salamander is going to support you. And it's as you start to ground it, as you take that inspired action, you will then be able to pull up what you need to pull up in that process. Let it go, shift it, let it go, and move on. And that's how you co-create. That is how each one of us are going to co-create our golden age, is through doing that. Now, I do have some online workshops about this. There's one online workshop I created just on, creating, goals more from your higher self. I have that. I also have another workshop that you could take online for spiritual empowerment. So if you're interested in looking at that, my Mer Angel can just get back to you with that. Just tap in. There we go. Just tap in the comment box workshops, and my Mer Angel, which is like my messenger bot, will just, get back to you and give you some different options that maybe, maybe of value to you, and something that you feel just drawn to doing, just to support you to take that next step. So those are the three cards. Like I said, because this week we are in an eclipse week, that means that it's a 6-month kind of gateway. So to me, those three cards for this week really are kind of an overriding theme we will be seeing for the whole 6 months. So it's really, really big, and it's a real honor for me to be able to share as much as I can with you in this time, because we're all doing it right. Each one of us is in a process of taking that next step, whatever that next step is, anchoring it, and basically just shining our light with our own unique gifts and talents. But like I said before, you need to take action. You need to, just follow your own inner guidance and just go with it. Surrender, let go, and co-create. Now, I'm doing a free live masterclass this Saturday. If you're interested, it's all on sacred sites. That's my, I was talking about gifts and talents. That's my big thing is sacred sites. The energy available at sacred sites, what the whole light body process that one goes through. The different sacred sites that we have, and how you can work with that energy, and also all around crystals and crystal grids. So if you're interested in attending live this free masterclass, what I would like you to do is just type in, here we go, the word sacred. It doesn't have to be in uppercase. I don't know why I put it in uppercase. It doesn't need to be uppercase. And again, my mermaid will get back to you. My merangel will get back to you, and just with a link. And also, if you feel there's anyone else that you feel could really, get a lot from this weekly reading, just tag them in, just type their name in the bottom of the comments, and just share it. Just share this video. That would be great. So thanks so much for watching, and I shall connect in very soon. Take care.